6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Beautiful looking Tuesday morning. I suppose there are still some remnants of that thing called Erica, but it doesn't look like much out there to me today. Carol Ann Baldwin is here today. She'll tell you how to make the best of any rain that might fall so that your garden and your lawns will look as best as possible, as good as possible, I guess.
Good as possible.
Go ahead, Carol Ann. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry. Real good. How are you?
Good. So last week, David was here.
Yes, he was.
Got some new information from him. And
got some interesting stuff.
And you were okay? You had a tooth or something?
I'm trying to think of what I did last week. I think...
Was that the dentist day?
No, I was going to the dentist on Monday, but I think I had to make up the time on Tuesday is what I was doing. Playing with the dentist, trying to get a tooth fixed. I got one more to finish fixing that tooth. So, but that's all right. Yeah, when you can actually eat the way you're supposed to is a good thing.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't realize we take our teeth for granted.
We do until if you have one, which I did one on either side, it makes eating really hard. I had one that gave me a problem on the left and one on the right.
Oh man!
So try to get them fixed.
But you're okay now?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. They'll finish the cap in another
okay.
week. Yeah, another visit, but doing all right. But yeah, it's a beautiful day out there. This is the most sky I think I've seen in a few weeks, on a Tuesday morning where it's, just a few clouds out there and some nice sunshine. Yesterday was a gloomy, miserable day.
When we were looking at the potential that we had 10 days before a possible big storm came our way, it seemed like that's not much time to get your trees thinned out because that was the advice in the news that day.
Right.
Get your trees thinned out and they'll be less likely to be knocked over by the storm.
Right. That's something you have to think about. As
you gotta do it now.
You do that anytime that it's not hurricane season.
Yeah.
The same thing you see, I saw a sign in front of an insurance agency. Hurricane season, do you have coverage? My understanding is if you don't have that insurance for 60 days, you're not covered.
Yeah, I think it is something like that, yeah. In fact, I think somebody called in with that information, yeah.
Right. So anytime you're doing something like that, again, when we garden, we think ahead. We think towards the storm seasons. We think to the cold weather. We're thinking towards a whole lot of different things. What is Robin? Is she taking a bug outside?
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
It may have been a bug. Robin, did you take a bug outside? Yes, she did.
She didn't want to kill it.
No, I didn't want to kill it. Don't hurt a bug. But with all of that, if you're thinking of that, and of course now we didn't get anything, thank goodness. We really just had the same rainy weather that we normally have.
Yeah.
Sometimes when these things blow apart or miss us and things like that, we sometimes have some of the most gorgeous weather that comes through. It might be raining like all get out 150 miles south of us. With us, we've got sunshine, nice breeze, and low humidity, which we didn't get that this time. But we made it through another,
What was interesting is that Saturday, when it was really coming down pretty hard, had nothing to do with that storm.
No.
But the people were saying it did. Like
they were feeling it was, and even I think I made the comment, I wonder if this is a feeder band.
I don't know. It could have been, I suppose.
I don't think it was. I kind of questioned, but I didn't look at a radar map to.
But the average person who just heard the news, there's a hurricane called Erica out there.
Right. This must be some of the outer edges of it, and the people who went out and bought batteries and flashlights and things like that, and that's a good thing. Have them. Keep them.
Yeah.
Hurricane season runs till the end of November.
And water was gone.
And water is gone. Oh, and of course I have
a
camping trip planned for next week, and so I said, I have to remember to get some propane on Sunday. I'm not thinking of it for the storm.
Mm-hmm.
I need it for camping.
Your camping, yeah, right.
Because I know my stove is good. I have propane for my stove, and good for my house. But my camping stuff, and I go in, I went, people have been buying. I got the last 2 bottles. They were buying for the storm for their lanterns and possible cook stoves.
Wow, it's amazing how quickly they go, isn't it?
Yeah. But you have the items now. You don't have to worry about running out and replacing that should we have another one during the same season.
Right.
So, everybody should be good on that. It's always a good thing. I know this has nothing to do with gardening, but putting those preparations together early, or if you don't want to do them early, okay, we had the first one. Now you have those cans of tuna, all that stuff. Keep it in a box.
Right.
You've got it at the end of the hurricane season. Eat those ones. And that way they're not sitting in your cupboard. Go ahead and use them.
That's right. Yep.
And, your batteries they can go bad. But, it's always nice to have a flashlight with batteries in it.
Always.
In the drawer.
And usually when I need it, that's
when the batteries are dead.
Always they're dead. Something's wrong with the flashlight every time I need it.
And I have found over the years, the ones with the LED bulbs last forever.
The batteries do?
The flashlights do.
Is that right? See, I didn't know that.
If you drop them, they don't break.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to get some of them because I've been looking at them at the different stores.
Even the little cheap ones, the little tiny pen light ones.
Yeah.
They're just, I don't know if they have begun to make flashlights better or just those ones work better. So.
By the way, the phone line is open, and Carol Ann's show is an interactive show. So call in if you have a question or you just want to interact. The number is 622-9622 if you didn't already know. And if you're listening out of the area code is 352.
And just to bring it back to gardening, we did get a lot of rain. Some areas we did, that there was, I guess, even as it broke up, there was some rain that came through that they tried to attribute to it. And, that you may have had some water standing in your yard. Some of your mulch may have floated away.
Right. Probably did.
You may have lost a few branches here and there. Just watch your plants where, if it drained down once it stopped raining, if that water was absorbed well, you're okay. There more than likely any damage to your plants didn't happen. It's when the ground gets so saturated that the water sits on top for a few days, or if you're in a flood-prone area where part of your lawn stays underwater, maybe you're near a retention pond or stormwater collection. Those areas could get some damage. But what you might think is in those areas, it might be the time to go, you know what, these areas do flood once or twice a year. Build a rain garden. We've talked about rain gardens a little bit before. I don't have any information on those. I'll bring it up when we go on the break. But those are things that those plants can tolerate that water. They don't need to have standing water year round. They pop up and grow during the wet, rainy season, and then they may go away the rest of the time, or that they're ones that will take and be able to handle that water as it comes in.
Yeah.
So, if you have some stuff that likes, say you've always loved a weeping willow. Weeping willow trees are water hogs. You got a low spot in the yard, that might be the spot to put that weeping willow tree that you've always wanted.
Why? Because it'll suck up the water?
It would take up that water.
Really?
Without having, without being.
So it's a natural anti-flood
It would
plant.
be something that wouldn't be damaged by it, or some other plants. But we'll get I'll come up with some of them when we take a break.
Well, we are just about up to that point where we take our first break. So let's do that right now and invite once again the listeners, if you want to call in. Today is September 1st, first day of a new month.
Yeah.
And it's got when you hear the word September, you say, oh my gosh, it's the end of the year.
It's or that you're going, ooh, fall is almost here.
Yes. So we'll open up the phone lines. Well, they've been open. The number is 622-9622. Carol Ann will be right back to answer your questions and to chat with you if you have something you just want to talk about. Again, call in 622-9622. We'll be right back with Carol Ann.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, more clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Watch for flooding downpours into the evening hours. Today's high 86 to 90. Later tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 72 to 76. Clouds and some sun, warm and humid tomorrow with a shower and thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 89 to 93. Thursday, partly sunny with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
It's rodeo time in Ocala. The Great Ocala Shrine Rodeo stampedes back to town September 4th and 5th, 7:30 nightly. Witness America's #1 sport and the greatest show on dirt as cowboys ride to help children walk. 33 years of broncs, bulls, and bays. For tickets and information, call 352-402-8808. September 4th and 5th. Don't miss the Ocala Shrine Rodeo.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning. Just a nice looking Tuesday morning. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to answer your questions about your lawns and your gardens and so many other things. And the phone number is 622-9622. So you were talking about a rain garden.
Right.
And so how would I do this? How big would it need to be?
It really doesn't have to be anything. I mean, a rain garden usually is just an area. If you have a part of your yard that most of the stormwater runoff, say just the slope of your landscape makes an indentation and somewhere like, say maybe between the two property lines. Right. And unless you're watching, if you're doing the live stream, you can see all the hand gestures where the yard comes down into an area that maybe makes a little swale in there, that's where that water is going to collect and it's going to pool, which helps to divert the water. And what a rain garden does is help to act as the filter before some of that water goes down in through to the aquifer. And plus you can make it pretty. You can have it something as simple as just taking that area and making it a stone bed. Again, just so that as the water collects,
so it looks like a little pond.
So that it looks like a little pond when it's that time. But you can also make that area larger, man-made wise, or just take the natural part of it and enhance that. And you can put different plants in there. Most of these plants are going to be plants that during the rainy season have to be able to tolerate that water. And, having that much.
Like what?
I was just going through, it was some muley grass. If you can find the rain lilies, you may have to ask around to people who have them in their yard and bring them up because, again, hence the name, rain lilies, they will come up just naturally with rain. Putting those in, irises can go in those areas. Any plant that you think of as almost like a pond-side plant or those kind of things. But you realize, too, that come about between November, December, January, we have a dry winter. So some of these plants may just go very dormant during those times, and they're okay. The first year when you plant a rain garden, you will have to put supplemental water to get them established, just like with any plant. Just because it's a plant that loves this rain garden doesn't mean that when it's dry, it's going to love that rain garden.
Right.
So, as with anything, get it established. It'll help to take care of itself later. But that's what your rain garden does, is it helps to filter some of this storm water before it goes down. And if you use any kind of fertilizers in your landscape or pesticides, those are going somewhere before they make it to the aquifer. Generally straight down, but if you have a heavy rain, say you put your fertilizer down and even and you did it correctly and you watered it incorrectly, but then we get a hurricane come up or a storm comes up where suddenly we have a lot of rain and you weren't ready for that. Some of that fertilizer is going to become a runoff. And if it can go through your rain garden or through some other type of filtration before it hits the aquifer, all the better.
Do you know there was a political story last week, I guess it was, since this is Tuesday,
right?
About the president signing a bill that runoff water, if it runs off into a tributary or a smaller body of water, is now governed by the federal government, and that would include runoff water from farms. Like ditches that the man-made.
Right. That if they're going into a,
like for example, if you
had a farm that drained into a creek that, or runoff.
Okay, remember we were talking about that little creek that runs through the middle of Ocala?
Yes.
It's underground now.
Right.
But let's say you have a garden, and you're fertilizing that garden, and the water runs off into that creek, which eventually ends up in Tuscaloosa, according to our caller.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
I don't know if that would count, but it's that kind of an idea.
Right,
So then the federal government
because what they would do is be able to tell you, and it's a one way of attempting to regulate what's going down onto the ground.
Yeah.
So that in order to try to prevent pollution, which you understand some of it, I just hate when it's constantly, we're going to regulate some more of this. There's already regulations on, like, say, around the lakes, because we have a lot of lakes here in Central Florida. We've got water, we're a peninsula. We got water on three sides, plus we've got it running up and down the middle of it and underneath us. So we've got water all over.
Do you have a GPS by chance?
On my phone. Yeah.
So I have one in my car. It's a new thing for me.
Okay.
And the GPS shows me so many more lakes than I realized. Like if I'm driving down 441,
there's small.
You can see some, but then there's some you can't see that are like deeper in the woods or whatever.
Right. That there's
and you
a tree
wow,
line
look
that
at
you
all the
didn't know
water
that
that's around here. Yeah.
But and as it is now, if you read the packaging that fertilizers and pest control comes in, they generally tell you, or if you educate yourself, you'll find out that you're supposed to keep those items like 10 feet from the high water mark on any lake or other body of water.
That makes sense, yeah.
Just so that you've got 10 feet, should there be a heavy rain, it's not going to run all the way down there. So instead of just staying a foot away from the low tide line, where it's going to come up with a heavy rain or anything like that and start to naturally pollute it. But those things are taken, some of those things are taken into consideration. But again, if you live on a lake, or if you back up on a small creek that maybe feeds the lake, you may think of a rain garden or some other type of planting that comes onto the back of that, so that whatever you are putting on has a further chance to filter before it gets down to those bodies of water.
And the tree was the weeping willow tree?
Well, weeping willow is a big water tree, river birch.
But isn't that a long term thing that you have to plant it? It'll take a long time?
Yeah, it's going to take a while to grow, but you find one of a nice sized plant. I mean, it's going to go ahead and get established, and it's a pretty plant. If you've bought a house and you're a young couple, it's going to grow up. Live with the house. And so. You can do some research. There's quite a few plants that'll tolerate that, or just even if it's just a toleration of being that the root zone would be underwater temporarily 4 and 5 times during the year, maybe.
What about the other idea for a place in your yard that tends to collect water? And by the other direction, I mean building a pond right there, so that you have water in there all the time.
That's right.
So then when it floods,
you can do that. It's just, it ends up being more filled, or again, you would have your rain garden, maybe the outer side of it would be your low spot, your swampy area, and those plants, the irises. Trying to think of my. It's a lot of people do some of the muhly grass or some of the asters and things like that will grow around there in areas that'll stay a little more wet. Same kind of thing that you can take advantage. You may just line that with stone, or where it'll hold water just temporarily.
Right.
Because once you introduce water into the landscape, you're inviting your lizards and your toads and some of your other things. You may not necessarily want a standing pond and the work associated with it, but something that held water temporarily that would take a little longer to filter through and take advantage of the rainwater when that comes through as well. Again, it would work on the same principle as a rain garden.
Phone lines are open. The number is 622-9622. Carol Ann is here for another half hour plus. We got about 34 minutes left in the show, so feel free to call in.
And I'm going to get get everything on the calendar going again. Today's September the 1st, like you said earlier, from 10 to 1 today at the Dunellen Public Library. You will have basically like the Ask the Experts, I can speak, out there today to answer any of your gardening and landscape questions. Bring your plant samples. If you think it's a pest or a disease, please put it in a Ziploc bag or something else to where it's not, you're not carrying it and possibly introducing it elsewhere. And then tomorrow, September the 2nd, would be the demonstration garden tours over there at Extension here in Marion County, from 10 to 11 a.m. But you can always, if you want to go down there and really talk to somebody, this Saturday, September the 5th, is the Vegetable Garden Expo. So if you're interested in vegetables, herbs, hydroponics, edible landscaping, organic gardening, I've got the schedule actually of the different talks going on, even how to put micro irrigation into your vegetable garden or herb garden. So that runs from 9 to 1 Saturday, September the 5th, and there's 8 different talks going on throughout the day, and so you get a chance to learn something and ask questions on any vegetable, like I said, vegetable, herbs, fruit, and things like that. So, and it's free. That's one of the fun things. That's one of the good things. It's free. Bring the family, learn something. And because they do run some of these, the talks concurrently, that if you want to take in hydroponics and composting, bring 2 people because they run at the same time. So,
Oh, okay.
Or if you're in organic gardening and pests in the garden, both run at the same time. So it's.
And which one are you doing?
I'm doing pests in the garden.
Okay.
From 11:25 to 12:05. Yeah, we'll talk.
What's the worst pest? The worst one, the one you hate the most.
Well, what happens at the extension office, the one I hate the worst is what we call 5-finger fungus.
Oh, it's not an animal.
It's a people.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
But that's garden theft. But no, actually, some of the disease problems are probably the worst. And I think that the caterpillars are, because they seem to hide enough that you may find 1 or 2, and the next thing you know, you come out the next morning and something's been eaten. It's been devoured.
When you talk about the 5-finger fungus, and now that I get it, I often have thought, I wonder if that's a problem for the theme parks. They have all these beautiful plants, and people who know how to
propagate.
Just take a clip with their fingernail or whatever.
It possibly is,
sorry.
Quite possible.
All right, we're up at the bottom. We're down to the bottom, I should say. All right, the phone number is 622-9622. The show's not over. We have a whole half hour left in the show. And if you'd like to be on the show, whether it's to ask a question or just to offer a commentary, maybe it's about something to do with autumn gardening or autumn lawn care, since the autumn begins this month later on, about 20 days from today. The phone number is 622-9622. We'll be right back with Carol Ann.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A Kentucky county clerk again refused today to issue marriage licenses to 2 same-sex couples, despite a U.S. Supreme Court ruling. A district judge could now hold Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis in contempt with a possible steep fine or jail time. White supremacist Fraser Glenn Miller convicted of killing 3 people at 2 Jewish sites near Kansas City. Before the verdict, Johnson County DA Steve Howell told the jury,
"He wants to be king. He wants to bring down edicts. He wants to be the one who decides who lives and who dies. But that's not the rule of law here."
Miller blurted out Sig Heil in court. The death penalty is possible. A monsoon storm hitting the Phoenix area, enough to topple an 18-wheeler.
We couldn't see the car in front of us. We barely saw the semi right whenever it started tipping.
Thousands of power outages reported in the region. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through September 30th, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Women are more likely to feel stressed at night than men, and here's why. Because even after working all day, women typically come home to chores and childcare, while men kick back with a beer and watch TV, right? The way we feel when we indulge in a forbidden food like a Philly cheesesteak has a major impact on our ability to stick with our diet. Pet ownership, it has been linked to less stress, lower blood pressure, and better heart health.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs. Proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock, Carol Ann Baldwin is here. In the Garden with Carol Ann is the name of this program, and Carol Ann is here to take your calls, whether it's a question or a comment. Real quickly, I was looking at the weather, .com, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It looks like the final remnants of what used to be Tropical Storm Erica will be here in Ocala at 2 o'clock today.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get rain.
That's the
It'll probably
expectation.
start raining about the time I clock out. Never seems to fail. I've even had it on my days, because normally on Tuesday, or I was with my schedule, working till about 5 on Tuesdays. Well, it wouldn't rain at 2:30. It would wait till 5 o'clock, and it would start raining. I'm going, gee, thanks. Yeah, so I can walk in the rain to the car.
Final remnant. And the rest of the country, not so much us, but the rest of the country has a heat wave going on right now.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. And South Florida actually needs the water more than we do, but we're getting it, so.
Hey, you take it where you can get it throughout.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll get some. It's not the end of hurricane season. Just for a minute, I decided to flip open the Farmer's Almanac.
Uh-huh.
And for September of 15, they actually, this week we're, where are we at? Sunny and hot. 4 through 20 is thunderstorms, very warm and humid. And the next hurricane threat, they've got it at the 21st and 22nd. So at least I'll be back from vacation. So hopefully, that other hurricane.
If the Almanac guys are right.
If the Almanac guys are right. So it never mentioned the other hurricane, or the one that just, Erica.
Oh, Erica, right.
Wasn't brought into it. Looking at August, they didn't even have it. Anything in August for one.
So I mean,
but it wasn't a threat. I mean,
oh wow, actually, sure. So they got it right by not mentioning it.
In a way, they got it right by not mentioning it. So just something to think about. We'll pay attention. Maybe we'll pay attention to this one.
And P.S. If you heard about Hurricane Fred, apparently it's not going to matter to us at all. So.
Oh, is it going to blow away?
It's so far away. It's thousands of miles to the east.
Right. It had just popped up off of Africa.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully nothing will happen with that one. Just a couple other things that if you were thinking about the Florida Gardening 101, it's September 21st through 25th. It is a 5-evening course. Runs from 6 to 8:30 each of those nights. It's a Monday through Friday, and they cover really a whole wide range. It's an in-depth quick course, I would call it, that you've got, they do 2 subjects each evening, each of these 5 evenings, so you're getting 10 little mini courses just cram-packed in there. Cost is reasonable. It's $30 a person or $50 per couple, which is non-refundable because the materials that they'll print up and little light snacks that they'll have available. If you're interested in this, you do need to pre-register by September the 11th. Course runs again from the 21st through the 25th. Does a lot of the Florida-friendly landscaping, how to build up this, what is our Florida soil that we have here in Central Florida, and how to make it, how to enrich that to where your plants really grow a lot more carefree, and selecting those plants that are more they're Florida friendly, not necessarily native, but ones that tolerate our growing conditions much more readily. So if you're new to Central Florida, new as a homeowner, newly retired and finally being able to get out there and do it yourself like you always wanted to, here's your opportunity to learn a little more. Florida Gardening 101. September 21st through the 25th, 6 to 8 p.m., $30 person, $50 for a couple. Another one of the things that I always forget to mention, and I wrote it down this time, so hopefully I'll remember each week. Petunia. Petunia is the name of our mobile plant clinic.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever hear anybody reference Petunia, it's a little trailer. It looks like a little house that we set up at different events. And they set Petunia up each Thursday at the 326 Farmers Market.
Oh, okay.
So each Thursday evening or late afternoon to early evening, if you've got a question or anything like that, again, a plant sample, anything you need to know, I think they carry around with them some of the publications for sale so that if
I may have seen that.
Office. It's a cute little painted. It's a cute little painted thing.
Years?
It's been there. Yeah, it's been a fixture there.
And who mans it?
One of the master gardeners.
Okay.
I think Fred's been going out there with it lately. He picks it up on Thursday and drives it over there.
It's got wheels?
It's got wheels. It's a little trailer. Cute little thing. That's why it got named Petunia. Painted up nice. And it's at our Master Gardener Festival. It'll be at the Vegetable Garden Expo also. So it gives you a focal point to find. If you see that building, you're generally going to find a Master Gardener present. So.
Yeah.
Some different ones.
So last week we were talking about the approaching storm and thinning out the trees, and I wanted to bring up my banana plant. I have a question about it.
Right.
I have bananas on it for the first time ever. And last year I remember Doug had bananas, and it was in the winter and they were freezing. So do they show up? Because I can't imagine these bananas needing to take that long.
No, they shouldn't take that long to ripen. I think his had just been a late hand that came on.
Okay, so they can show up at any time.
Yeah, they may flower late that it just took that plant. It finally goes, oh, I'm big enough now, I can flower, and it just has flowered very late. Yours was what, about a month or more
I think
ago?
so, yeah. So does this mean that I won't be able to get bananas on this plant again? Didn't you say they're only they're one-timers?
Best of my knowledge, bananas
one time.
Flower fruit one time.
Huh.
But the plants are always still nice if it comes.
So do I pick them when they're yellow, or do I pick them when they're green?
No, you're generally going to pick them when they're green.
How do I know when to pick them?
I'll have to look that up. That's always been a problem to me, and I think it's amount of time. It more than the look on it. If anybody else has grown bananas, here's your chance to send us.
Because once they're ready, I want to bring them in and have you look at them and tell me what can we eat them? Are they awful?
I don't know. It'll depend on your variety. Yeah,
I tried them once before, not that one, but
some of them are more plantain-like, where they're more starchy. They don't have that sweet, and that are a cooking. That you're going to cook with them. Not just grab a banana and cut it up. You like plantain, you said, didn't you? I've had plantain. It's good. You can take and slice them and and fry them.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't grab your.
I like all the other stuff pretty much in the Spanish restaurant, but I'm not a big plantain fan.
Just not a big fan. Not something you're going to get out of your way and go, I need some plantain today.
I like bananas though. It doesn't, to me, it looks like a banana, but it doesn't taste like a banana.
Right. It's a little bit different, within the same family, a different item. Just the same way as saying a bell pepper and a hot pepper. They're all chilies. It's just one's in the hotter. Has the capsaicin value, and the other one does not. And so, but just thinking about in the garden, just in the vegetables right now. Get your if you haven't put in tomatoes and peppers and eggplants and things like that, you're really pushing the window on that. Just because if you think ahead to when our possibility of first freezes or first frost is the 15th of November. Yes, I know, here I go thinking all the way far ahead. Right. But if you want to get a harvest of something, some of these things you really did need to put in. If you want that last summer part of the vegetable garden, you needed to get those started, or you're looking at varieties that have a very short time frame. Early girl tomatoes are something like 63 days, so I should be able to get a harvest out of those. Beans you'll usually get something out of. But what we're looking at, again, with the Vegetable Garden Expo, we'll be looking forward into going, okay, we can get our kale, our spinach, carrots, lettuce, radishes, get the cabbage and broccoli, cauliflower, all of those plants started, and plant successively. Don't plant, I want cabbage this year, but you don't want 6 heads of cabbage all at the same time.
Right.
Unless you're going to do it up to where you can freeze it or can it some way, then you might want that. But I like to have a few here and there, and cabbage does keep well, once it's harvested is also, but something to where you get that freshness. So you're harvesting one, so planting a few each week or every 2 weeks will give you an extended growing season and fresh produce.
We need to take a little break. We'll be right back with Carol Ann. Got 15 minutes left in the show. Your calls are welcome and invited. The number is 622-9622. Call Carol Ann, ask a question about your lawn and your garden, and sleep easier tonight, knowing the answer. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, more clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Watch for flooding downpours into the evening hours. Today's high 86 to 90. Later tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, though 72 to 76. Clouds and some sun, warm and humid tomorrow with a shower and thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 89 to 93. Thursday, partly sunny with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
John Nottingham of the Miami Dolphins here, proud to be this year's chairman of the Special Olympics Champions for Champions event. Come join players from the world of professional sports, sharing their stories with a great dinner on Friday, September 18th, and or play at Candler Hills Golf Club on Saturday, September 19th. Either way, you'll be helping the Special Olympics of Marion County Champions for Champions. Call 988-7998 for details. That's 988-7998. Please help our Special Olympians.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. The phone lines are open, 622-9622. So you looked up about the bananas.
I looked up about your bananas, and it's funny because you remember before when with the largest herb?
Right,
yeah,
right,
because
right.
it's, popular symbol of the tropics that lush banana trees are not trees at all, but gigantic herbaceous perennials that grow from chromes or pseudobulbs. Thick fleshy stalks, pseudostems, emerge from the large corms, I always say that backwards, and can increase in height anywhere from 1 to 30 feet in a year, depending on selection and location. But after flowering, once they've set the bananas, they say, depending on the variety, it's between 70 and 100 days. So, that can be up to a month's difference.
But I have to look for one of them to turn yellow or something?
They say as you start to see the top ones begin to turn yellow, cut the whole stalk off and let them ripen at room temperature.
Okay, so that would be my cue. When the top ones start to go, the top ones were there first.
Right, they would have been the first ones because that flower stalk keeps coming down.
That's an amazing thing, right?
How they do. And right, that tree will actually die. Just like you see the big century plants throw up that giant flower spike, and once that flower spike keels over, so does the plant. But they're replaced by other ones that come up and take over each year. So we're not sure which variety yours is, so we may when you see it start to ripen, we'll get them down and take a look at them and see what we've got. But they do pretty well here. They like a lot of sun. But they do, for our area, need some protection from some of the cold winds.
Right.
Just to keep that from freezing. Of course, as they said here in a little bit of the care section, is that you could cut them down in the fall and just mulch over that area. I prefer to let them just do their thing. It kind of keeps them under control.
Yeah.
It's some dead leaves. Who cares? But so it's 70 to 100 days, and there's quite a few different varieties. When you look in the stores for them, you may not find a lot. You're going to find what they're growing and giving you. If you're looking for some of the other ones, take a look online. gets up to about 8 feet. They're saying excellent fruit. Doesn't shred in the wind. The dwarf Cavendish, that one's a small one. That's about a 5-footer. You could probably put that in a big whiskey barrel and have a neat, where you could put it in a pool enclosure where you can, protect those ones. The dwarf, let's see if I can pronounce it because I'll get the letters backwards. Orinoco is a 5 to 6 footer. They can produce clusters weighing up to 40 pounds. So watch out. Goldfinger is 12 to 14 feet. Grand Nari, 6 to 8 foot. Excuse me. Ice cream, they're saying tastes like vanilla custard. So
really?
That might be one to look for. The blue Java ice cream. Yeah. And ones to look for, and you may have to mail order for some of those.
So I posted the first pictures of my bananas on August 20th, so that's been 11 days now. But they were already a bunch of them there, so who knows?
Really? It was that long ago? I mean, that short ago that you posted it?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird?
It just seemed like it was...
Facebook is my way of knowing, because I went back in my Facebook page to see what date it was.
Right, I was just thinking it had been in early August or late July.
So 12 days ago then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Time flies, right?
Well, we thought it...
We have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good.
I missed part of the conversation on bananas, but there is a gentleman named Don that sells bananas, and it's called Going Bananas.
Okay.
He's usually at a lot of the shows. He doesn't come to the Master Gardener one, but he's at some of the ones in Orlando and further south.
Okay.
And a lot of times he brings banana bunches from all the different ones he grows, and they're all green. He cuts them off green, and then he'll sell them to you, and they all ripen. And they're all fabulous.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah, and I had always heard to cut them when they were green. But with us as homeowners, we may not have noticed when they set.
Yeah.
So, to get that time frame, he's probably got his down to a science.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what he does for a living, and I'm sure he probably has a website too. So it's Going Bananas.
Going Bananas. All right, we'll look it up.
I will look for it.
Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Yeah, that's always see, we have the self-educating listenership.
So what did she call? What do you call it when you first see it? What's it called? When the bananas first show up, the first.
It's a hand of bananas.
First hand.
Cluster.
Going Bananas from Homestead. Is it Homestead? Is he in Homestead?
I'm not sure. Is that what the website's coming up as?
Katie's Going Bananas, maybe. Wow, he's got a lot of bananas.
There's a lot of banana. If he's a banana grower.
Well, Katie sounds like a lady's name though. Maybe this is a different one.
No, it could be named after.
After his daughter or something.
Oh, wife or daughter. Yeah. That's right. You never know how people name things.
Katie Chafin. No, it's a lady. This is a lady. Yeah. Katie Chafin.
But we will find out. But that's bananas are fun, and I mean they give that tropical look within the landscape too. So.
We have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's me again.
Yeah.
I think his wife's name is Katie.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
At a Homestead.
Okay, at a Homestead. Yeah. Okay.
I believe he is.
Yeah, that's probably.
So that is probably him then. Yeah. Oh, nice site. Nice website.
Well, he's got a nice website. So everybody else go to look up Google Going Bananas.
We really are going bananas, it says. And he's got some clusters here laying on the grass. They took a picture of them.
Right.
Most of them are green. Some of them are yellow.
Right.
Wow, he's got large bunches. I wonder what he does to make them
Well, they're the
so
variety.
plentiful.
They're the well, it's fertilization. Again, they like moist, fertile soil, well drained, lots of sun, feeding liberally, as it says in the text here, in the spring. So a good earthy earth, fertile, well drained though. You don't want them standing in water because those corms underground will rot, on you if it stays too wet. So just a nice, find an area where you've been maybe piling that compost for years and just turn that in if you're thinking of it. thinking of planting bananas, just get a lot of manure worked in there, a lot of leaf litter worked in there, and you'll.
All right, I have to ask you to come over here because I want you to talk to me about this one.
Okay.
There's one banana plant here, and it says 1,000 fingers as the title here. You just get close to the mic so people can hear you.
Sure. Oh wow, they're little teeny, little teeny bananas. 1,000 fingers. Wow, they're little bitty, almost like you see those little tiny ones in the supermarket.
Do you?
Yeah. I forget what they're called now. Well, maybe they're called 1,000 fingers, but just real little. They're real little tiny ones, because they're like marketed to people with small children. Okay, instead of cutting that banana in half and handing each child a half a banana, it's here. Give them the little teeny banana that you paid an extra 20 cents a pound for.
Oh, so that's not an anomaly.
That's a variety of banana. So look at all this. Yeah, but that's South Florida where you've got that long growing season, and like you say, you're seeing some of these. Those are almost like those fat ones. Is almost like what we've got, around this area, this Saba.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some interesting ones there. Bunch of bananas.
I'm trying to figure out which ones look like the ones I have.
Yeah, it's hard
that's
to
mine
tell.
right there, the monkey one.
With the monkey. Yeah. Watch out, that's the.
That looks like Chiquita bananas that the monkeys are eating.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, they look like the.
Well, that's a cool site. So the website is going-bananas.com. So if you want to see what we're looking at, going-bananas.com.
So get everybody
Gosh, we're almost at the
into
end.
the bananas.
So I have a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery.
Good.
And we'd like to give it away.
Yeah.
And let's see, the way we will have them, let's see, what should they do?
What should they do? We make monkey noises?
Yeah, make monkey noises. All right, you got it. Hey, Dr. Riyad Fakori. Look at him out there. He's outside. We have a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines. If you want it, the $20, you have to call us and make monkey sounds.
Make monkey noises.
How you doing? Good to see you.
That way, yeah. Make the monkey and I'm not sure, but Bob Wines may sell banana plants.
They might sell them. Yeah.
So if you're interested in, $20 gift certificate.
Nobody will know it's you.
Right. Actually, we'll ask them to make monkey noises when they come in. But no, they do have other fruit trees in there. So if you're thinking of that edible landscape in your garden, that's another place you can shop.
All right, well, I think we're toward the end here.
Okay, nobody wants to make monkey noises?
Nobody wants to make monkey noises. $20.
$20 for monkey noises, and you won't.
You got a minute and 6 seconds to make monkey noises. 622-9622. Make the monkey noises. You get $20 to Bob Wines.
Make your favorite.
Good morning. You want to make a monkey noise?
I heard a monkey noise. Yay!
There you go. Who's this? Well, whose name should we put on the certificate?
Judy.
Judy, you got the certificate. There you go.
There we go. Good monkey noises.
It'll be waiting for you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Carol Ann, thank you.
Thank you.
It's always fun.
Good sport.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, more clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm or two around. Watch for flooding downpours into the evening hours. Today's high 86 to 90. Later tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 72 to 76. Clouds and some sun, warm and humid tomorrow with a shower and thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 89 to 93. Thursday, partly sunny with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, high 89 to 93.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. She says she is acting on God's authority. Rowan